Hi guys, and welcome to a new video. So, thanks God, it's over! Basically, that's one of the sentences that is like common for NaNoWriMo participants who actually finished the month of November alive. And as you can see, I'm still alive and kicking. So I have been hibernating for the past day. I did nothing whatsoever on Monday. I was just sleeping. I didn't do any writing or anything because, well, it's over, right? NaNoWriMo, it's over. So normally either you have reached 50,000 words, which is awesome, or you haven't and you still have written something, which is also awesome, and you might also have written every single day, which is really good. So personally, I managed to write every single day, even on few days when I wasn't feeling too good. I had a day with a fever. I managed to write just a little bit less than 300 words on that day, so that was still okay. The reason why I haven't written in the past 2 days, actually, Sunday I had the doll show. So it's not really called a doll show. Like we have a doll show that is called a doll show, but this is a doll show that is called Idol. So I spent basically the entire day there. So first I had to do some work related applications and I went to the doll show, which took me all day, and then I had the end of NaNoWriMo dinner, which was really cool. So meeting other people who actually participated in the NaNoWriMo event here in Japan, and we had dinner together and it lasted a few hours, and then I went home and I was really tired, so I went to sleep and I hibernated all of Monday. So I managed to write every day, which is really cool, and I actually want to keep going and write every day for the rest of the year, which is 2019, and also for 2020, because I want to actually finish my demon series, at least all the draft, in 2020. So that's going to take a lot of writing, and this month, so in November, I managed to write 93,000. I sort of set myself to 100,000 after a while. Like I had like, okay, I'm gonna write 50,000, but I still want to write every day. So I managed to reach 50,000, I think on the 14th. And then I decided, okay, maybe I can go for 75 because it's still, like my normal 2,500 words a day. If I keep going that way, I can manage that at the end of the month. So I was like, okay, let's do that. And then I reached that, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. Maybe I can write more, like 100,000 maybe. So that's 25,000 more. And it was like, it was probably doable, but the thing is, since I'm finishing draft, I already started in the series. So I started the first draft, which is like a prequel of the series, and I finished it on day 5. And then I started second draft, which I finished around 25-ish something. And so when that was finished, I didn't know what to write, and I decided I was going to write a new novel, so started something brand new. And when I started it, I realized that it didn't want to be written. That's not a writer block, that's just me being a little bit foolish. It didn't want to be written because it's actually like my series is like one book, one more book, one more book, and then it branches out. And the thing is, the book I was wanting to write is like parallel with um, the Mermaid Law, so the one I just finished, but it comes after the Hunter book. So I needed to finish that. I called it Hunter Rising before, so I needed to finish that before going to the new book. But I don't like it. Like I thought I didn't like it, and I thought it was really terrible that the draft didn't make any sense. Like the way I remembered it when I started to when I worked on it a few years back. I think it was in June, because in June I generally like finish stuff, or maybe it was July. Anyway, so I just, I only had 60,000 words for it. And I didn't like it. It's like, well, 16,000, maybe I can just skip and never look at it again, never write anything like that again. It's the only book that is in the point of view of the villain. So I was thinking, okay, um, I'm just going to give up on that. It's not a bad idea, but yeah, I wanted to give it up. So, but the thing is, a new book was supposed to happen after that. So it's like I have a sort of um, the Demon Fairy book, and I'm supposed to have that book that is parallel to it, and then we get to another because it reaches that, because that book is supposed to explain what happens from the villain point of view. It's the only book in the villain point of view. And so I really didn't want to work on that book. So I started a new one, and it didn't work. Like I couldn't reach my word count every day. I was writing like 1,200, 1,200 for 4 days. I got just stuck with 1,200, and I couldn't write anymore. And I was like, that's not good. That's not what I'm supposed to do. So I opened that Demon Rising book, which now is called Demon Memory. Um, the something of the Apocalypse. Just wait a second. I have it here somewhere. The Terminator of the Apocalypse. So it's called Demon Memories, the Terminator of the Apocalypse. Which means that I could actually have maybe two other Demon Memory books. Anyway, so I opened it. I read 16,000 words that I had for it. And that was the part that was bothering me a little bit, but I managed to read through it. And then I started to write. And it's just so easy. Like the story is a lot of fun, and the character is just like he's a demon, but he's not one of the good demons, he's one of the bad demons, so he kills a lot of people. And he has this trouble because his horns, the demon horns grew every time they kill someone. So every time he kills someone, his horns are actually growing. So he has huge horns because he's 3,000 years old. So he has all this also finger problem because he's getting old, and he's still demon, so he has power and he can heal himself, but he can't really heal from old age. So you have all those things coming together. So he doesn't want to kill so many people because his horn grew so much that it's painful for his neck. And at the same time, he is a terminator of the apocalypse, which means his goal, his purpose in the in the Hunter group, he's one of the three leaders, and his purpose in the Hunter group is to actually go around, find the he's reading the prophecies that have been made about the apocalypse, and he goes around and find the people who are supposed to start the newest apocalypse and kill them to stop them from making the apocalypse, because the reasoning is that those people are supposed to start the apocalypse one way or another. So if he stops them from starting them on the day, they're going to start it again later. So he better kill them. And since they are normally those people's souls would go to the underworld and they would be reincarnated, and he would have to pursue them all over again. So at the same time, he actually captures the souls of those people and he puts them in the soul tank. They have a soul tank that give energy to all the demons that they actually hired, like demon, also mermaid, as you can see in mermaid world, also probably angels that we haven't met yet. So a lot of different species that belong to the hunters and that are sort of fed by that soul tank, like they convert the souls into energy, which is really bad because you have less and less soul in the underworld and they cannot be reincarnated, so you have less and less people. And well, when you use souls to create energy, it's not really nice for the souls either. So anyway, so he's the guy who's actually going around stopping the apocalypse. So it's kind of a lot of fun to see him actually do that. So I'm having a blast writing that. So I think that's going to make it really easy at the moment to keep on writing because it's a really fun story. and I think if I can have fun writing it, people are going to have a lot of fun reading it as well. So um, and the guy is a total psychopath. He has no empathy for anyone, and he's 3,000 years old, and he's bored about his job because he has been doing it for 1,800 years, and it's going nowhere. And he thinks his colleagues are all morons, and so it's kind of ridiculous. So yeah, that's where I'm at. And yeah, I'm loving it. I'm really loving it. So I think finishing this series is going to be a lot of fun for me. And since I'm writing on this, like I said, there is three main bad guys, like they're like partners at the top of the intergroup. And so I was thinking, okay, I could basically write one book on the point of view of each of those guys, like parallel stories, what they're doing, or maybe like not even parallel story, but what the two other guys are doing at different times. So that would be, I think that would be a lot of fun to write, a lot of fun, because one of them is a scientist of the group, so he's the one who creates the soul tank, he's the one who create the clones. So I think his point of view would be like a lot different, and his purpose is a lot different. So he wouldn't go around killing people. He would just stay in his lab and like experiment on people, and like torture them and revive them and create clones of them and take their DNA and stuff. And maybe like create some powers for them and stuff. So that would be like a lot of um interesting things. And the thing is, it's called Hunter's Memory because you have a lot of flashback of what happened because they are very old. So I think it's interesting to see other part in their life. And the last one is the guy who actually take care of collecting the god's souls. So, but the thing is, the current character really hates him because like he's very dangerous. His family is like a family of homicidal maniac. Basically, his great great grandfather killed all his siblings to inherit, and all the survivor after that are called Alphonse. So the first Alphonse like killed all his siblings to inherit, and his son called Alphonse also killed all his siblings to inherit. And the third one was like, okay, I'm not going to like make you inherit if you try to kill me. So if there is anything that shows that someone tried to kill me, I'm not gonna inherit. And so he's still alive because I also killed her father, technically. So basically, so he's really dangerous, and at the same time, he also likes to talk to the gods. So instead of capturing them, killing them, and getting the soul, and like cleaning the soul and putting them in the clones, instead he keeps the original person and he try to talk to the god before he actually kills them and harvests the souls. And that's kind of fun from his point of view, but from the point of view of the other guy, it's really dangerous because he just like it happened with Loki, which you don't know because it's in another book. Like he got Loki there, and Loki escaped, obviously because he's Loki, right? And so he's like, oh, this guy is a little kid. He's fun. He's 10 years old. Oh, I'm gonna keep him as a pet, and it's Loki. So yeah, he escaped. So my current character is kind of pissed about that because he's like, you are doing your job, but you're doing it very badly because you take too many risks by just like not killing them when you have a chance. So I think if I wrote a book for of that guy too, that would be like super fun to do. So I might actually go and try to do all that. But yeah, so that's a lot of extra books for the series, but I guess as long as I'm having fun, it's good. So I could like finish a series, go on the sites, like maybe wrote those two books, and wrote the extra books that I want to write on the series. So maybe the Northern Gold are going to get an extra book, but maybe the World of the Mermaid could get an extra book. The World of the Fairy is definitely getting an extra book, which is like part of the series, but probably only with fairy characters, because last time like they kicked the demons out of it, and they're not really happy with the demon coming and killing people there. and maybe the world of the angel could get some extra book too. And then you have like the whole Brownie arc, because Brownie was the main character of the first book, but she became like sort of secondary in the all the others, but she still has her own problems. So you have the entire series of her traveling train through the country, which I still have to write. It's supposed to be 7 books, maybe 8. I only have one and a half done, so that's going to be a lot of fun to write too. So I have like a lot of cool stuff to write, thousands and thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of words to write, hundreds of thousands of words, maybe a few million. I don't know. I guess a few million in total. So probably I won't be able to finish in 2020, but I'm sure as hell going to try. So that's the whole plan for well the coming years. That's a summary of my NaNoWriMo, and I'm having a lot of fun. And you can read what I write on my blog if you want. I have like a snippet of some books draft coming like every day almost, so you can try that. Leave comments if you do. I would love to know what you think about my stuff. So if you go to my blog, please leave some comments. And yeah, basically that's it, guys. So I hope you had fun, NaNoWriMo. I hope you have like a lot of fun writing project coming up for you as well, because it's really exciting. Anyway, have fun whatever you do. Don't forget to read and write, and see you next time for something else. Bye.